One of the very common questions that I get and a concern from the candidates is related to the reporting culture. And one of the latest YouTube comments sounds like this. Could you please explain reporting culture existing in Qatar Airways? Many videos show that passengers complain about cabin crew, about their irresponsible attitude or any careless on duty, even if they follow rules 100% just to make money. Passengers complain about cabin crew. I would have a lot of question about this because it says many, which means that you are representing the entire cabin crew community, and I think that you talk about individual cases. And in my case, it is a completely different story. If you want to hear my experience with the reporting culture of Qatar Airways, because I worked for Qatar Airways for 10 years, you might want to click the subscribe button and let's start. My name is Julia George and I flew for Qatar Airways for 10 years, where I have resigned from my last work position as a cabin service director. I am currently living in Germany and I'm studying aviation management master program at Wildau Institute of Applied Science in Berlin. I'm a criminologist by profession and currently I work at the Snorre in Helios Clinic in Schwerin, where I am an assistant to the medical personnel. Now, I have totally different experience when it comes to the reporting culture, as I was actually never reported by any cabin crew nor a passenger related to any of my work, except I have to say there was an instance where it was a mistake that I have done. Maybe for that experience I will speak in another video because it was a very genuine customer complaint that happened, and I have to share and inform you that the customer was right. He had the right to complain. However, the outcome of the situation was not bad at all. Now, it is very different what shapes your mindset, and when it comes to this comment, the comment that I have previously read, your mindset is already shaped a lot. You have sat down, you have watched tons of video, and already somebody convinced you that I was there, I did my job because I'm there for the money. And you know, these people, they complain a lot because they want revenue from the company, which is fine, that also stays there. But let me inform you something very important, and that is that not every passenger who complains is getting something from the company. Yes, their satisfaction when it comes to the customer service and their overall experience within the airline services is indeed important, but also there are a team of serious experts that are working in the customer service departments, and there are also psychologists who are reading those complaints and they know the reason why somebody has written something. Maybe for you and for me this will not be understandable, but behind every written word, people who have studied those things such as psychology, they know the intention on why somebody would do that. Last but not the least, which I will connect to this, is if there was a cabin crew who was flying for 5 years and in those 5 years had 2 and 3 complaints, that is nothing to worry about. But if that cabin crew in that 5 years of flying experience has more than 10 complaints, then maybe we should be looking a bit deeper into the personal file of that cabin crew, or whenever we are having a discussion, we should first get to know the person in order to judge the person correctly, rather than just what we see on YouTube and what is the impression that we're getting over there, because we are always sharing our part of the story. A small disclaimer also in this video, I'm sharing my part of the story, but I'm trying to tell you and I'm trying to raise up the awareness that you should be very subjectively looking to each and every reporting incident that had happened in order to gain the proper conclusion. Writing this comment, and as I have mentioned previously, I can already see that your mindset has been shaped, that even if you join Emirates Airlines or Etihad Airways or Qatar Airways and you hear an incident about reporting culture has happened, you will easily adopt it, and that will easily become your mindset whenever you start working. Guided from my knowledge and my experience, that was never the case for me. Although I heard thousands of stories, not hundreds, but thousands of stories. And I had a reason to also be scared when I was doing my job, yet I never allowed that to shape my mind. I shaped my mind along with my understanding. I knew, first of all, what is my attitude? Whenever I'm interacting with people, I'm not there to serve them chicken, beef, or vegetarian, to serve them drinks, but I'm there to build up a relationships with my colleagues, and I'm there to build up a relationship with my customers. Therefore, from the beginning, my mindset is completely excluding the fact, maybe it's a fact, somebody would say that it's a fact, and I would agree with everyone because there's not only one case, but my mind is completely away from the word reporting. I was also flying with the very famous supervisors, and you would instantly see on the list that these supervisors, you know, that they have the reputation among all the talks that they are reporting the cabin crew for doing the silliest mistakes. And I can tell you and share with you that all those cabin crew or all those supervisors that were very famous in their reporting culture and reporting style of working, they are my friends still today on my social media network because I build up a relationship with them. If you go on a flight with a so-called famous supervisor who's having an intention to report, let's say 5 cabin crew, and your mindset is that you will be reported, then most probably you will be reported because you will be attracting that for yourself. And you're not there to build up a relationship, but you're there in a defensive style. You're trying so hard not to make a mistake that you're not communicating with the person. You're not trying to get to know the person. You're not trying to even approach the person because you're very scared of that person because somebody has shaped your mind that you are going to be reported on this flight. And that was never the case for me. When I would fly with a famous supervisor, I'm mentioning, my intention would be to get to know that person, to get to see what kind of people they are, because I strongly believe that we really create misconceptions about people, and I would always like to prove myself that what I hear is not right. Another thing, when it comes to customer complaints, you will easily recognize on board the aircraft customers who wanna take something. They would be interested in, I don't know, taking extra napkins, taking extra sugar from the aircraft, taking that something to make sure that this trip has paid off the money that I have paid. They would ask you for extra chocolate, they would ask you, I don't know, for all other things, which will be something that is not usual that you hear from the passengers. And this is a serious alert to you, that to these people you need to be more observant, more attentive, and you will not have them 50 of them in your zone, but there will be only a couple. And what do you do when you observe such behavior? You immediately report to your supervisor. Whenever later on you will unintentionally do a mistake towards this person who cannot wait to take something from the airline, from the aircraft, you have already informed your supervisor about the behavior. And believe it or not, but in the airline where I was working for, there was everything and every behavior was noted via voyage report. Because in case later on a complaint rises up, we already know the mindset of the passenger and what his intention would be with that complaint. So you, instead of, or anyone who's watching this video, instead of thinking how you're gonna be fighting the reporting culture in Qatar Airways, how about this moment switching off your mindset and thinking how you're gonna be building up a relationship within the passengers of Qatar Airways and within your future colleagues. And this is a module that is very applicable to every airline and every well-known reporting culture organization you wanna work for. And I'm sure that you can prove to yourself that this was completely wrong misconception. When you will start your training, initial training with any airline that you will apply for, and hopefully you will get selected, because this is my sincere desire and a core component on why I am on social media over here, you will be educated and you will be informed on a lot of trends when it comes to customer complaints. And the trends are something that the analytical departments of the airlines, when I say analytical departments, it's the customer service department who is taking care of those customer complaints, and they are pretty much very organized, not pretty much but 100% very organized, and they have the trends, they're following up the trends on why passengers complain mostly, and you will know exactly what are the 5 or 10 things you need to be careful of in order not to fall into those type of complaints. And this is not something that you cannot do. This is not something that you cannot perform. You will also be so-called attacked from people who are not happy being on the place where they are, because they think that they've forgotten actually how was the open day and how excited they were when they were applying for cabin crew. It happened, and I truly hope that whoever is a candidate and whoever is a cabin crew aspirant and is engaged with me from day one, they're watching my videos, they know very well in what type of lifestyle they want to enroll themselves. I truly hope that just like me, you will stay the same passionate person for the aviation, for the cabin crew role, from your first day in your career until the last day, just like myself. I fall in love in aviation without thinking about aviation previously. I appreciated each and every second I was in, and last but not the least, I continued learning and growing into the field of aviation because of that passion and because I appreciated each and every second that I have spent in flight. As I have mentioned earlier, ladies and gentlemen, be very, very cautious about what information you are absorbing, and be very cautious about all the informations within you, because your personality will determine what is going to shape your mindset. And in this case, I have to share with you that if you apply a little bit of a common sense, and if you a little bit research, you will easily find answers to many questions. But if you're a person who takes things for granted and you're just sitting right behind your computer and asking for yes or no answers, or why is like that, sometimes the answers of the questions that you want requires a bit of intelligence level. Therefore, when it comes to customer complaints, the huge part over here is played by the emotional intelligence, by your level of emotional intelligence. And that is something that is already sorted out and it's covered up in the initial training for cabin crew. So once you understand the core component of the emotional intelligence, of your emotional intelligence, you will know that you hold a very powerful weapon inside you, which I say it in the most positive sense of the word, weapon, as much as I can use it in the most positive sense of the word, because emotions are something that once they are understood properly, you can deal with them easily. If you understand emotions in a wrong way, that's the time that problems start to develop. And I don't want to make this video much longer than this. Thank you very much for viewing it, and do not forget to click the subscribe button for the many videos that are coming, which of course will be answers to all the questions that you're popping up on my social media platforms. Bye bye and have a nice day.